So everyone is reading the portrait of which mentor master right now? Hello teachers, hello everyone. Teachers Kiến is sharing at the moment. So we are waiting for teacher Minh right now. I see that Hoa has raised her hand. Would you like to share? Okay, so Hoa said that it has been 2 sessions so far. She received a lot of value. Cô My nhờ thầy Dưỡng gọi điện thoại nhờ thầy Dưỡng hỗ trợ cho em share màn hình với cô My. Một xíu nữa cô.
Dạ.
Biết ơn cô.
Anh Trang ơi, hôm qua mình actually làm người mà hỗ trợ cho anh Trang á sẽ phải viết.
Em viết luôn chị khỏi cần đâu.
Không, tại vì không phải là không viết được mà là vì không share được các anh. So vì cái này hôm bữa Linh đã work với thầy Dưỡng rồi. We actually stay back to try it out. But I mean to talk about it. So nếu mà thầy Dưỡng không làm được á thì mình cũng carry on with the session. Cô My vẫn hỗ trợ như cô My. Biết ơn cô My, còn nếu mà
Let me try if it's work. Let me try. But you might not see my face, but then you can just see my screen.
That's right. So you might have to sacrifice that. But nếu mà một người khác viết thì mình có thể nhìn thấy anh Trang. Còn if otherwise, you can join in 2 devices, one for your face, one for your writing.
I don't have any other device. let me see how it's go. Okay, let's see how it goes. Still see both my face and my. So if you want to see, I think you have to pin it on. So either you pin because there's a sharing screen already. So it's shared from another computer. So if I share, that'll be another computer. So what you do, you have to pin it on. It pin my face on if you want to see me.
That was what we did yesterday.
Yeah, so that's fine.
Yes, that's fine. So as long as you can.
Yeah, I can talk and share. You can pin it on whichever you want.
Yeah.
So the participants were talking about anyone have to follow the law of cause, the causality. And she is struggling to arranging her studying session right now. And she realized that when she teach her children, she needs to give this information, provide her children with the awareness. And when the children have the awareness, and fulfill the awareness, then they will know how to act, how to behave properly. And the awareness that we pass down to our children, thank you, Kumi. The awareness that we pass down to our children means that is the cause within them. And that cause will eventually so either see this screen or my screen. Okay, I got it. Cannot see 2 screens at once then. Không thấy được hai màn hình cái ha. Cannot see both screen.
Nếu mà dùng laptop thì có thể chọn coi cái màn hình nào á anh Trang. Mình có thể coi hai cái màn hình được.
Yeah. But because I'm sharing, so I can only see one on my screen so far. The other screen is...
Nhưng mà mọi người vẫn thấy cái màn hình chữ viết của em á.
Mọi người vẫn thấy ha, mọi người vẫn thấy.
Cái màn hình kia
bên em là em không thấy tại em đang record. Đúng rồi, mà tại em đang record nè. Cho nên là bên em đang quay lại đó, em lại không thấy. Em sẽ để cái màn hình tiếng Anh thôi. Tiếng Việt không có cần rồi. Còn mọi người coi thì you guys adjust your screen and pinching on which slide you want to see, okay? So there's a organization video at the moment directly streaming from the live session, and then there's a screen where I share my document, and then there's my face. So whichever you want to see, just pin it on. Right.
So it's available for everyone, and people can just manually select.
Okay, but on my side, mà bên của em á, tại vì em share và em record và em quay cái màn hình, cho nên là hiện tại là em sẽ chỉ để cái màn hình tiếng Anh thôi ha. Okay, right. Please allow me to continue with the sharing session right now. Everyone in the Zoom is sharing the lesson they had learned, and chị Hoa, she is sharing what she have learned. Now, if she do the lessons, impressions, and realization often, then is all of those lessons gonna instill into her subconscious, and later on when she needs to recall it, she'll be able to remember it to use in her daily life. Okay. So if she often consistently do the lessons, impressions, and realization, then later on it's be easier, simpler for her to recall it into her life. All right. So now we see teacher Minh. She appear in the Zoom. Let's say hello to her and send our teacher flowers and our best wishes so she can start the session today. Hello, Ron. Okay.
Hello.
Right. There's a two screen right now. You can see my writing screen and the organization screen with teacher Quế Minh. Yeah? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, teacher Hiến, and welcome, hello, teacher Quế Minh, to start the session today. So there is a lot of people raising their hand to speak, to want to speak. So please, Xuân Thảo, would you like to speak up? Chị Xuân Thảo said, thank you ever so much for calling me. Hello everyone. Hello to all the mentor and master in the Zoom. I honored and appreciate the knowledge that we have received from our master Trần Thanh Toàn. Thank you ever so much for the teachers keep transmitting this knowledge to us. And yesterday we learned about the principle of light. Okay, I've got to know which since the inner being class is K11, the 11 course, and back then I didn't focus on all of the light, okay, that light up my life. So whatever I try to build up, they collapse. Okay, the more I build, the more it collapse. This year I've specifically putting an intention to focus on learning to do the lessons, impressions, and realization. So I realized that if I don't practice lesson, impression, and realization, then challenges, adversity will continue to happen into my life. Okay. I understand in theory that I need to apply the principle of light, but on this learning journey, inside of me, somehow I have an empty feeling. But thank you ever so much for teacher Minh that's giving me the information, this knowledge, passing the knowledge again yesterday. And also in the inner being class going on currently the evening, I realized that I need to focus on the light instead of the darkness. And it is a simple lesson for me to manage my inner being, my awareness. And I learned that whatever financial problems appear in my life, it's not the financial itself, but it is the problems of all other aspects. And that's the reason why we have to light up the 7 candle, the 7th element inside of the house. Okay. And if challenges come into my life, then I already learned the lessons. And the lessons that about the darkness is already always exists around us. So we need to constantly remind ourselves that we need to lighten up the 7 holistic wells. And every day our job is to enrich holistically. Okay. And I remember that I need to consistently write down the lesson, impression, and realization. Okay. So far with physical health, I am to run 5 kilometers a day, and I have already won 5 kilometers, the first 5 kilometers, and I so impressed of myself, so proud of myself that I have done that. So I have a notion that every day I'm going to increase it to 1 extra kilometers. And the more I practice exercise, the more my frequencies of my vibrational energy increase. Then when I write down my lesson, impression, and realization, it's simpler for me to extract the knowledge that I have learned in that day. Okay. And when I run, while running, I'm thinking about the lesson that I have learned. That's become so valuable to my life. Thank you ever so much for listening. I wish you all learning with the beginning mentality, and I wish your learning it has been consistently. You listened and applied the knowledge that has been passed down to us from all the teachers, from our master. And see you all for the rest of this life. I have a notion that I will attend the graduation ceremony in Phú Quốc. Thank you ever so much, Thảo. It's a great lesson, right? That she learned. Okay, so if you run now, the more you run, the better running you're gonna get, and hopefully you can get the prize later on. Okay. And Dito speaking. There's a participant, he said hello to everyone. I try to hear what he's saying. So instead of doing the lesson, impression, and realization, so every time after doing the lesson impression realization, he going to share that with everyone that he know. And with these programs, he anchor himself to become the inner holistic specialist. And I think to myself that if I do my best to learn of this knowledge, I'm struggling to hear what he's saying, sorry. I hear the sound, but I can't make up what he's saying. All right. So every day he's sharing his reality to everyone. Every day when he learned a new lesson, he gained an impression and realization. He took the initiative to share it with everyone. And if there's a 2000 Mentor 7, everyone doing the same thing, that will increase the value of our organization. Okay, and if we connect with each other, we have the power of the community. So if 2,000 people connect to each other, well, he keeps saying that 5,000, but there's only 2,000 mentors right now. Yeah. So if one day 2,000 people, 2,000 mentors, consistently every single day sharing this knowledge, then this knowledge will be spreading all over the world to everyone in this world. So within 3 to 4 years, we build up the community, the great community, whereas everyone have the awareness of the inner truth. And especially we create the environment where people develop and everyone have the initiative to create value to society. And when everyone take the initiative to share this knowledge to the people around them, that will help our organization getting bigger and better. And with the physical activity, with the sport, if we can have the sponsors that sponsor for everyone who have reaching their highest potentials in the sport, that will encourage everyone even more. And with the prize that we're going to receive, okay, it's without to each other fortune. So when we share the lessons, impressions, right, so Mr. Quang, he's volunteered to start up these projects or creating the group to getting the sponsors for the activity that going in our community. So if all of us, we all together share this knowledge, as well as improving ourselves, raising our awareness every day, and with the helping of all the sponsors, then more people will get to know this knowledge. So it's a blessing and fortunate for him that he already have a community for himself, a couple of people already working with him to start this project. And whenever he tell, he promote this knowledge to everyone. Okay, he start a community, everyone gather together doing the lessons, impression and realization, as well as doing exercise together. Okay, and their family getting better, their personal life getting better. So that is his lessons about that last lesson that he learned from what he learned yesterday. Thank you ever so much for everyone for listening to what I share. So Teacher Minh said that if you want to do this, run this, and make this happen, you can cooperate with the IT group to make this happen. So if you want to do the lesson, impression, and realization, Quang suggest everyone from Mentor 1 to Mentor 7, if everyone start the YouTube channel and then start doing the lesson, impression, realization, and upload it online so everyone can see it. Okay, so that's his idea. Okay, and his idea, another idea that he have is if whoever got the best position or got the best sharing or the best subscriber gonna receive the prize. Okay, so if you want to do that, then we have to have the requirement, the standard of who is the best and how to get the best prize. Okay, but if you get involved into getting the sponsor and things like that, it's make things more complicated. So at the beginning of your learning right now, do not get involved into that. Do not get involved with money or anything. Okay, just concentrate on your study and do the best of it. So Quang said that he thinks it's because when everyone doing this, they create good deeds and balance merit. Okay, and when other people or give other people have a chance to also accumulate good deed by helping each other. Teacher Minh said, all right, we have 2,000 people learning here. So the minimums is about 4,000 family members are watching us learning right now. Okay, so if you get involved in money and things like that, it's not really good. Okay, it's good if you just do the learning, impression and realization. But later on, we're going to have the structure of organization. We're gonna have the leader of the class. We're gonna have the leader of each group. Okay, so you can start doing that with your group, and then later on, okay, you can roll out to different group. But for now, if we just follow the YouTube, then maybe you got an advantage because you know it already. You have been doing it already. So which are the students who have just started, they they in a disadvantage compared to you. They're not gonna be as good as you. Their channel not gonna be as good, so they won't be able to get the prize. Okay. I'm just joking, but I mean the idea is good because sooner or later you have to do the lesson, impression, and realization. Okay. Earlier, someone asking me, where do you save your video when you do the lesson, impression, and realization, right? Okay. So why you asking me that where do you save your lessons? Then someone else is asking me how can he share this knowledge to the world, right? How can he share his lesson to the world? And he has the notion to get 5,000 people share the lesson in online so everyone can see that. Okay, so that's a great idea, but for now we know that knowledge is valuable, and the knowledge have the value itself. It have its own, it can speak for itself. Hi Jordan, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Great to see you. We just got started. So the people in our community, we know that we all the adult, we know how to listen to the moral philosophy. Okay, so if anyone speak morally, we understand and follow. But with other people out there, not everyone willing to listen to moral philosophy. Okay, whoever live with moral philosophy, they listened, but some other they might not willing to. Okay, because different people, they have different perspective right now. We haven't. Okay, but with the idea is great. Everyone can start to work with you to every day recording yourself doing the lesson, impression, and realization, and then post it on YouTube for everyone else to see. So if you're confident to do that, it's great. But if some people, they're not very confident doing that. Some people, they don't want to share that to everyone, so they just want to watch it by themselves. Okay, so for now, if you want to upload your video of the lesson, impression, and realization, you can do that and upload online on your own YouTube for now. And then later, when we provide you the Google Drive, you can upload it on there. Okay. I had a YouTube channel of myself. But back then I didn't think of creating value for everyone just yet. But now you had the opportunity to do that. Thank you ever so much for your idea. Okay. If you consistently do the lesson, impression, and realization, okay, then that is a great thing. But if you open your YouTube channel and you have about 1,000 people subscribe to your channel, you have enough. Okay, you satisfy the requirement for YouTube to turn on the marketing, which you can make money from it. But in order to make money from it, you have to have at least 1,000 subscribers. And when can you get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watching hour? So some people start YouTube channel and expect to make money from it, but then when people when you satisfy the requirement and then you turn on the marketing and to earn money, then other people, they start watching your video and they see all the advert, they get annoyed about it, So there is a lot of things different, and then maybe later on YouTube changing their requirement, because I used to have one channel. I didn't turn on marketing. I didn't turn on the making money button, but then everyone who watched my video, they said that they have to watch YouTube. I didn't know why. Okay. So we have the group called To Be Lover, and sometimes we upload it on YouTube as well. And we see people said that, oh, Teacher Minh, there's a lot of advertising going on in your video. There's sometimes there's about 10, 12 adverts going on during your video. So, people didn't like it. So the best way to do it is if you satisfy the requirement to make money, then do not turn it on, because at the moment you are creating value. You are giving the value to everyone. Hello, Russians. So, Mr. Quang's idea is that he going to invite everyone from Mentor 1 to Mentor 7, interact with each other on each other YouTube channels. Okay, so if we're doing that, then obviously it's very quick for us to satisfy the requirement to make money. And then everyone can turn on each other channel to listen to each other, the lesson, impression, and realization. Okay, so this is a term, binge watching. Binge watching. So you just turn on YouTube all day long and watch one video to another. So Mr. Quang brand had been activated. His brand has been activated. The principle. Brand activation. So if there's not enough 5,000 people do that, then maybe if you initiate the project, then we have 1,000 people doing this. Okay, you don't need to say it accurately in your sharing. You don't need to say it great. Okay, it should need to be accurate. That the knowledge can speak for itself. Because a lot of people want to speak, right? Okay. So mentor 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do you approve this idea? Do you support each idea? So master, they all have, most of them, the boarding master, they all create their own channel already, and they have a project to share this knowledge on TikTok and YouTube already. Okay, so maybe you can working together and gather each other into a project or something. Okay, so yes, that's right. Everyone can interact with each other. If you want to qualify the 4,000 watching hour of YouTube, then we have to watch each other when it has to be real, a real watching hour. So every day you can spend a little bit of time to sow the seed in your YouTube channel, and then eventually, you can make money from it. Okay, if you have the good awareness about finance, whatever you do, you're gonna attract finance into your life. There's a lot of people thinking that if they bring in a lot of value to everyone, then eventually they're gonna receive that value back. So there's a saying that the more you accumulate good deed, okay, the more value you create, the more good deed you accumulate. The more value you create, the more good deed you accumulate. and the more fortune you will receive later. Okay. So if you accumulate enough good deed, then later on, all the fortune will come to you. So it just means that if you do enough good deed, enough good things for other people, then in turn, you will receive that good things back to you later on, like the laws of causality. So yeah, let's start the YouTube channel. If you want to, you can gather everyone to do it together. And the more you provide value, the more you give value to the world, okay? When it's get enough value that creating it, then you will have enough fortune for yourself. You build up enough fortune for yourself. So in Facebook, there's a reel similar to short video in YouTube. Okay. So what everyone wants? Should we just talking today, or we get back to the lessons? Shall we get back to the lessons? Yeah? Okay. Now, if you have, so I love the idea that you have. So every mentor, there is a signatures, a special signatures. And for example, mentor 5, their signatures is that they gather together, or the mentor they gather together, then they translate the inner being classes K24 into 9 different languages. Okay, I don't know if they have shared that file yet, okay, but they have translated into 9 different languages and shared to the community. Okay. So Mentor 7, maybe you can create a YouTube network, and then you can, support each other. That's a great idea. So now, can you see that in making 200 videos, it's become simpler, yeah? So you just start uploading video, and the more you record yourself, the more you uploading video, the more you editing, the more experience you're gonna get, okay? And maybe one day you're gonna become the popular YouTuber. Okay, Mr. Tới is raising his hand, want to talk. And so he said, Teacher Minh, my group number 2, everyone said that they cannot speak and they cannot raise their hand, so they just want me to pass the message to you. Alright, so in Teacher Hiến side, okay, and Teacher Hiến side, the IT people have to clear out the setting for everyone to be able to speak, to be able to message into the chat box, okay? On my side, it's have clear, but on Teacher Hiến side, it's not been clear yet. So that's why some of you is stuck on that side, so you weren't able to share or post anything on chat box, or even raise your hand or talking anything. Okay, so I am in the entrepreneur department, so everything on this side has been sorted out, the setting has been done good. So whoever share for Mentor 7 have to prepare 3 different screens in front of them. And depend on their location, some of the teacher didn't manage completely with the setting. And sometimes we don't want to turn you guys on because you're gonna just speak over us, and we don't know which Zoom to turn it off. So it interferes with the teaching. Right? Because sometimes you just accidentally turn your mic on, and then you talk to your children, hey, go to wash, go to eat dinner, go to sleep, and then it's interfere with the class, okay? And that's why some of the Zoom we didn't turn on the setting for you guys to talk. Right. Okay, so Mentor 7, you can create a signature for yourself by starting a group of doing YouTube, sharing the lesson, impression and realization, and upload it on YouTube, and support each other, connect with each other, and sponsor each other in different way. Okay, so if you want to do that, you can gather together and arrange it between yourself. Okay, right, let's continue with the lesson today. Right, some of you have already activated your brain. Okay, with the we have done the principle of light. Okay, first principle of light. Secondly, principle of brain activation. And third, we're gonna have the principle of brain activation. And third, we have the principle of designs aligning with inquiry, principle of aligning with design. Principle of inquiry align with design. Aligning with design. So, nghi vấn thuận chiều mong muốn. I got the inquiry in here for now. So, alright, so this is terms, questions, and the term inquiry. What's the difference between questions and inquiry? Okay. So, let's say some of you make an inquiry that, okay, when you can start in the group. So that what is the difference between inquiry and questions? Is there the difference between inquiry and questions? Okay, so some of you said it is different, some of you said they are not different. Okay, and some of you said inquiry is something that keep repeating in our mind over and over again. It's a question. Inquiry is a questions that keep repeating in our mind over and over again. Okay, so that is the answer that everyone posts on the screen. Yes, Ron, please speak up.
I'm not seeing your screen, and I'm not sure if you're writing or I just see the main screen.
Okay, if you look on the top of the screen, you see Zoom Workplace, Meeting, My Camera, Trang camera, and with organization screen. Okay, you can click
okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
So you can watch Teacher Quaymin on the other phone, and then watch me on this, I guess. Sorry, I've been kicked out of the organization Zoom for some reason. Try to get him back. Alright, okay, I'm back. So inquiry is a type of questions, okay? But we had to make it clear with each other that in order for something to call inquiring is the questions that keep repeating over and over again, and we determine to find the answer for it. Okay, that means that the questions keep repeating over and over again, and the answer for that questions make us pondering, keep thinking about it, and we really want to have the answer for it, because the answer for it will influence our life directly. And sometimes, question is like, Ron, why do you wear the
Mommy, look,
white top, the gray top today? So
Mommy,
it doesn't
I got
matter
new
whether
shoes.
you answer it or
I
not.
got new shoes for school. Look.
Okay, great.
And it's size 2.
Mommy doing some. Thank you.
Size 2 grown up.
Right. There's for example, I can ask you, there's a 2 participants sitting on the same Zoom together. Why did you do that? Okay. So, inquiry. So questions. You can answer it. You don't answer it. It doesn't make much difference. But inquiry is something that you decide for the answer. And Colin, are you there? Could you be able to give me a hand on this? Sorry. Just the kid just got home, so be with them for a couple of minutes and back. Chị Linh ơi. So realization that we talk about here. We're going to start this principle with this word, realization. Okay, realization. Okay. All right. So realization is in Vietnamese. Realize. Okay. 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 In Vietnamese, this word realize is have another meaning, which is someone is beautiful. Okay, in English it doesn't have that meaning. All right, but realization is means we have thinking and a question that we often pondering about it, and we keep thinking about it, and we want to find the answer for that and for that things. And once we find the answer, we call it realization. Yeah. So realization, we have a different term related to this. Certainly spiritual realization. And spiritual realization, we often have the name enlightenment. Okay, enlightenment. So we have spiritual realization is enlightenment. Yeah, enlightenment. Okay, we have sudden realization. We have complete realization. Complete realization. We have sudden realization. Okay. There's someone pause on the questions. What do they need to do for the whole learning journey? And just listen to the organization, and you will know what to do. So, spiritual realization or enlightenment is it a state when we have the knowledge, the great
Cô Trang
knowledge
ơi,
about
em không thấy màn hình chữ của cô Trang ơi.
nhìn lên phía trên á, Thu Trang bấm ở trên cái chỗ camera, ở trên cái chỗ An Trang camera đó, An Trang screen á, ở trên á, nhìn lên phía trên chỗ Zoom Workplace có cái meeting, có An Trang screen, có tổ chức with screen á.
Cảm ơn cô. Dạ.
Okay. So, enlightenment is in the state when we have the knowledge, the comprehension, the great realization about what we has been wondering, pondering. Okay, and complete realization is when we have thoroughly complete understanding. Okay. The whole everything about that topic, about the topic that we've been thinking of. Okay, and so complete realization is the state where we have a full understanding of everything around what we've been thinking of. And sudden realization, it is a state that you got understanding like immediately at that moment. It is a state that you thoroughly understanding something in a moment. Okay. Just like when you have an inquiry, for example, how can I master my life? Yeah, you have an inquiry, how can I master my life? There's so many things in my life right now. There's so many people affect me, influence me. The society, the world, the people, a lot of things affecting me in this life. But how can I master my life? Then that's inquiry. If it keep repeating in your mind, and then one day you realize, now I know how to master my life. Okay, that's the moment you got enlightenment. Okay, but then we have so many aspects related to that, because you know that how can you master your life? There's so many aspects, right? And each aspect is have the deep meaning of it. It have a deep meaning. And if you understand the whole everything related to that, all of the topic, all the aspect related, that means you have reached complete realization. And there one thing we must achieve complete realization, that is in human life. In human life, we need to is a very high level when you can get complete realization in human life. But for now, we can realize, we can achieve realization in human life. In our program, we do not require to reach complete realization in human life. We only require to have realization, understanding. We only require to be understand human life only. So sudden realization, sometimes you heard a saying, you read a book, you read a piece in the books, and then you immediately realize. Okay, now sometimes people achieve that because they have been pondering about something for a long time already, and then suddenly, okay, someone says something, they heard a word, and they realize. Okay, in that moment, in that very moment, okay, they realize. So that is a state of sudden realization. So like what I just said to you, in order to achieve realization, in order to realize, we need to have inquiry. Okay, only with inquiry can we realize. Okay, only with inquiry then we realize. Okay, and that inquiry, okay, it starts from a questions that you ask. Okay, and that question you ask, you there's a saying that in order to when you have an inquiry, you will realize. Okay, and there's a saying, the minor inquiry reach the minor realization, the major inquiry reach major realization. Okay, and quite, sorry, I'm going to turn everything into a verb. So start with ask, and then inquired, and then realization here. Realize. Okay, so minor realization, major realization. Okay, if you want to reach a major realization in your life, then you need to have the great, the big, the major inquiry. So with the major inquiry, okay, if you want your life to be better, you want a great thing in your life, you want to achieve great thing in life, that, okay, once you answer it, okay, you solve that desire in your life, that means you achieve the major realization. For example, the inquiry that how can I master my own life? How can I master my health? How can I master my inner being? How can I master my finance? Those are the major inquiry in our life. Okay. I used to ask myself, what do I live in this life for? I used to ask myself in the past, what do I live in this life for? Okay. So my parents spent a lot of money and food to raise me up. And when I go to school, it costs a lot as well. And then when I grow up, I work my ass off. Work day and night to pay for the bills, to pay for the food, to pay for clothes and my basic life. And then I get married and continue working, and then later on I get sick and then die. And so my inquiry back then is, what kind of life is that? It is a waste of human life, okay? Just grow up making money and then get sick and die. Okay. So back then I didn't have enough wisdom to understand a human life. So that is all the questions that I asked, and then I got stuck with my old questions. I find no meaning to live. Okay. So and then I thinking to myself that there's no meaning in living. They just die. There's no point waiting until get sick and then die. And then one day I start having another inquiry that, when I die, what's going to happen after that? Okay. And I didn't have any religions. I don't have any religion. So, when I die, then that's it. Nothing else. And then one day I realized that, someone told me that, okay, what if after I die, it's not end there, but then I'm gonna continue to suffer after I died. Okay, so that is a major inquiry that I had, and once I enter this knowledge, okay, I start realize. Okay. To be honest, when you have a life, it doesn't have meaning. To be honest, just like a tree. And an ancient tree, for example, is grow on the mountain. Okay, then is there a tree? There is a big tree, the hill tree, growing on the mountain. Does it have any value? Does it have meaning to grow? And that tree asked a sage, and the sage told the tree that just be a tree, and that is value for the world. Okay, so a child who is healthy, who eats well, grow well, do you see that enough for everyone around that child to be happy already? Okay, and once you go to school, okay, doesn't matter what the certificate you're gonna get, as long as you study that enough to make everyone around you happy. Okay. And then once you grow up, you have family, you have children. As long as you have a job, you can earn money to feed yourself and your family. Everyone is happy already. So as long as you are a human, just be, just live. Okay. Do not ask yourself, what do you live in this life for? It doesn't do anything. Okay. And when I got to know this knowledge, then I'll be able to answer a lot of things in my life. Then I start to know the meaning of life. So, sorry, I missed a bit. There's people who talk, who need a lot of help. In order to talk, they need help. In order to eat, they need help. In order to work, they need help. But with all of us here, we can do all of that by ourselves. So as soon as you live, as soon as you are alive, that is value to the world already. So do not need to ask what do you live in this life for? As long as you live, you are alive, and you follow the law and regulations of the government. That's enough. That is already value, and you are a person with value. Okay. You are the person with value. And that's the first sentence in our declaration. Okay, I am the person with value. Okay. So why do we have the minor realization or major realization? Okay. So what is the difference between minor realization and major realization? Okay. So the major realization is something that significantly changes your life when you have the answers. Okay. And remember, the only way for you to realize is you need to start with the inquiry. So inquiry is a question. It's something that you ask yourself repeatedly over and over again. Okay. So minor inquiry lead to minor realization. Major inquiry lead to major realization. Okay. So some of you ask in the chat box that how can you make everyone in this world understanding about human life. Okay. Just need to study first, and then later on you will know how to answer that questions. Okay. So with inquiry, there's two types of inquiry. That's the first thing is negative inquiry and positive inquiry. So we have either negative inquiry or positive inquiry. There's when you ask something, there's so many things to ask, so many questions in life. But with inquiry, there's a positive inquiry and negative inquiry. And the word, they have not make it clear yet what is positive and what is negative. But here we know that, okay, whatever inquiry that align with your design, okay, inquiry that align with your design, inquiry that align with your design, then that is the positive inquiry. Okay. Aligned with your design, then is the positive inquiry. I'm gonna put an extra word in here, okay? And anything that go against what you design, then is the negative. For example, with our health, we have a lot of questions we want to ask about our health. Like myself in the past, I used to ask myself, why I'm always so sick, okay? I have one sickness after the other, and then I start going to find the answer. That was me in the past, okay? Right? I didn't know why. What did I do that I always in sickness? Okay, I always get ill one after the others, and you know, every day it seemed to have a new sickness, and I was very eager to go to find the answers for those questions. And then once I start learning this knowledge, okay, I start, because you know, the question that why do I get sick? I do not want to get sick, but then I raised the inquiry that against with what I design, okay? Because what I design is that I want a healthy body, right? So remember that your inquiry will lead your meditation. So if you have inquiry that lead to negative, yeah, that you have bad health, okay, which means that, okay, your meditation gonna lead you to the thinking that, okay, you have been so I myself have been working too late, and so I stay up late until 2 in the morning, and then wake up at 5 in the morning, and then I binge watching movie sometime until 3 to 4 in the morning, and then 5 to 6 I have to wake up to go to work. And then when I do the work, I'm so busy with work, sometimes I forgot to eat as well, and then I'm eating so unhealthy. Okay, so if I were thinking that way, they didn't help me. Okay, so later on when I learned this knowledge, I changed my inquiry, okay, to how can I be healthy? Okay, what do I need to do to be healthy? Okay, so our body, we have the mind, the body, right? So which means that our mind, we need to be live in peace. Our body, we need to feed it with good food. Okay, and we know that our body, we have air, water, fire, earth. Okay, so I need to do exercise to improve the air in my body. So fire is the warmth in my body. So did I do anything that help with that warmth? Okay, and water, do I need to know how to drink water properly, or I just wait until I'm thirsty and then I drink? So if you wait until you're thirsty and then you drink, that is the wrong way to drink water. Okay, and then the quality of water that you drink, do you know how to provide a good quality of water to your body just yet? Okay, so then just satisfy some of those is enough to improve my health already. So in the past I used to be sick all the time because of my inquiry, and that's why I didn't get any healthier. So the principle of inquiry aligns with design, okay, is affect to our meditation. When we have the inquiry that repeating in our mind over and over again, it must be the positive inquiry, which means it's leaning toward what you desire, is aligned with what you desire. Do not raise an inquiry that against what you desire, because when you make an inquiry, you will realize. Okay, when you have an inquiry, you will realize, and when you realize, you will understand. You will understand. Once you realize, then you understand. If you don't realize, you will not understand. Okay, and once you reach the state of realization, you will understand. And once you understand, you will transform. Okay, otherwise everything just be theory. It sounds very good, you're unable to transform, then no point. Okay, you only transform once you understand, and once you transform, then it will show in your action. Okay, it will show as an action. Or you will have a certain change.
Yes, I do.
Okay, transform, you go into act or change. So start from something that you ask, a question that you ask, okay, that will lead to your inquiry. And inquiry, we have the positive inquiry and negative inquiry. Okay, so from now on to the rest of your life, only raise the positive inquiry. And once you inquire, you will realize. When you realize, then you understand, and then you transform. Okay, the manifestation of transformation is that you go into act and change. If you have the inquiry that how can you be healthy, then one day you go into realize, and that realization, okay, relate to your well-being. Okay, relate to, oh, I need to exercise, I need to eat healthy. Okay, then by then I will understand that I need to exercise every single day in my life. I need to do daily exercise the day that I understand that I need to act. Okay, because in the past I never act on it. Okay, but now I realize, so I try to understand, and then I start to act. Okay, and then from that action I transform. Okay, but obviously there's a lot of people, they understand, they act, yet, but because they understand didn't go in the right direction. Okay, so then when they re-inquiry, then they realize, and then they re-understanding, and then they change the action. Okay. So some people, they do not understand that when they do exercise, they need to do minimum of 30 minutes, because after the 30 minutes, then their body start burning the fat. Okay. But some people, they're doing consistent exercise every day, but they only do 15 minutes. And they're wondering why they didn't lose any fat. Okay. And then once they realize that, oh, they need to do exercise minimum for 30 minutes, and then their body start to burn fat. And then they will change their action, yeah? Then they So, if you never act before, then once you transform, then you will act, okay? And from your action, or you change the action, your understanding will also change. You're going to transform. Okay. So if your meditation in the right direction, then you're gonna have the right inquiry, and you're gonna have positive inquiry. So when you realize, then you understand and you transform, you will reach to what you desire. You will get to what you desire. Okay. In the past, I had so many questions, so many inquiry. So most of them are minor inquiry, and if they are not minor inquiry, then they are negative inquiry, right? So I have a lot of those, and then it took me a lot of time to find out the answers, and it also didn't fulfill my life either. So most of us, we spend a lot of time to inquire, and those inquiries are minor, didn't help us in any way in this life. Okay, because you see that how can we realize? Okay, how can we realize? Okay, how can we realize? There's a way for us to realize. Go with that too. Okay. How can we realize? There's a few ways to reach realization. The first way is through experience. Or we self-contemplate. Self-contemplation. Or self-study. Okay, self-study. Okay, there's some people. Okay, they have to experience this themselves in order to reach realization. Okay, and there's a mentor. There's a certain number of mentors. The teacher told them that they need to do internal body transformation exercise. They need to learn how to swim, how to run in order to raise their physical body health. Okay, and they go and experience it. Okay, then they run 21 kilometers. They run 42 kilometers. Okay. Then after they doing that, they realize that when they follow the organization, and they have no problems in doing the test at the end in physical test. Okay, but then some of the mentors, they didn't do any of that. They wait until the end before they have to check the test. Then they start doing it. We're too late already. Okay, so that is the experience that they have. They reach realization, and it's a waste of their time, right? The same with the principle of the brain activation, right? You need to do lesson, impression, and realization. And some of the mentors didn't do any of that. And then by the end, when they have to do the test, they didn't know what to say. They didn't know what to share. Okay, and they failed. But then some of the mentors, they do lesson, impression, realization every single day. So by the time they do the test, they so overqualified. Okay, so when you apply the principle of the brain activation, Okay, you can recall those knowledge, the lessons that you have done in the past. So with experience, okay, it takes time. It's a lot of work. Some people spend lots of their life to experience something, and then they realize at the end of their life it's a waste of time, right? And some people, okay, they can just sit down quietly, okay, contemplating. This is a very sublime way to get realization, but not many people can do that. Okay, right, and the simple way to get realization is study. Okay, if you can self-contemplate and you reach realization, this is the sublime way and the best way to do that, but hardly anyone can achieve it. Right? The simplest way, the most popular way to reach realization, okay, is through studying. Okay, so too much suffering if you have to experience everything in life to reach realization. Okay, this is not simple to do. Okay, and the simplest way to do is studying. Okay, you're studying about human life in order to reach understanding about human life. Okay, and obviously what you're learning right now here, because you have experienced so many undesirable things in your life already, right? And now you want to learn this information in order for you to understand, and then you transform. And when you transform, you start to act and then change. Okay? So at the beginning of the class, a lot of people sharing, raise your hand, their hand to share. Okay? And a lot of you, you share a lot of reality. But then some of you also asking the questions, why didn't you why didn't you reach realization? Mimi. Không có vừa cho mẹ đâu. Yeah. So there's some husband in here. If any wife in here that has been invited to the class by your wife, okay, then if you don't have any inquiry, okay, then you can continue throughout this learning journey without any realization, because you didn't have any inquiry. But then some of you may have great inquiry that how can you share this knowledge to 1,000 people, right? Then you gonna give a notice to, all right, how the teacher share on the screen, how the teacher manage the Zoom, how the teacher dealing with other people, okay? So you going to observe everything going on in the Zoom, not just the knowledge, the theory, right? And then some of you gonna have inquiry that how can you share this knowledge with your best friend, and then your best friend gonna transform. Okay, so if you have an inquiry when you start this learning journey, you will realize, okay, whichever realization you reach, either complete realization, sudden realization, minor realization, major realization, you will reach to realization. So one of those anyway. But with some of you, you learn this knowledge and you say, oh, it's wonderful, it's amazing, but you have no transformation. It's because you didn't have any inquiry. Remember that. Okay, so if you didn't have any transformation, okay, nothing changed in your life. Maybe because your life already good, you already have a good start, and now someone tell you to participate in this class. You know, you see that you already satisfied with your life. There's nothing else to change, nothing else to transform. Yeah, so it's just simply like that. There is no secret of human life here. It's just that simple. Okay, today we learn to know, to make an inquiry that is going toward a positive design. Today we learn that for the rest of our life, we need to raise the inquiry that align with our design, which is positive inquiry. Okay, so that is the important things here. You need to know how to raise an inquiry, and then when you raise your inquiry, you need to choose a way to realize, okay, which means that your life, you're gonna interact with humans, like interact with other people. Okay, either you experience a lot, okay, in order to realize, or if you are so wise and if you're sublime, then you can self-contemplate to reach realization, or you can just simply study to realize. Okay. So when you realize, then you will understand. When you understand, then you will transform. Then when you transform, you will act and change your life. And that is the principle of inquiry aligns with design. Okay. This is the third principle. Okay, we know that it's a principle already, so we're not going to write principle anymore. We're going to just write inquiry is aligned with design. Let me just write principle. Principle of inquiry aligns with design. Okay. Principle of inquiry align with design. Okay. So in our journey, in our pathway of raising our awareness in meditation, we need to pick and choose the right learning pathway in order to have the answers, to reach the answer for our inquiry. Okay. Right. If we have the negative inquiry, then we wouldn't be able to understand. We will reach negative understanding, and we will get to negative transformation. So these are the three standard. So every day, if you enrich yourself with the 7 holistic wealth, and every day if you lighten up all the 7 holistic wealth in your life, every day you do the lesson, realization, and impression and realization, to bring in the value into yourself. And if you had inquiry in your life, then always raise a positive inquiry, which means you have the inquiry that align with your design. And when you do that, then your brain will work in the way that will support you, and eventually you will achieve what you design. So do you agree with me on this? If every day you enrich yourself holistically, and then you do the lesson, impression, realization, which means you take all of the treasures you put inside your storage, and if you have the inquiry, then raise a positive inquiry. And if every single day you do that, then your inner awareness will go along that way, and you'll never be able to raise any negative talk, negative meditation at all. So remember that to practice these, the only way to think, the only way for you to raise your awareness in meditation is doing these 3 things. Like if you acquired all the good information, so just like when you cook, when you do cooking, right? If you only pick and choose the good ingredient, the fresh ingredient, and you know how to measure, which step to cook, you have the recipes, and you do it to the teeth, then and then there's no way that you're gonna cook the bad meal. It will turn out to be a good dish. So remember that every single day, if you have inquiry, then remember to raise a positive inquiry. You will not have a different types of meditation. That will just be the right meditation that you're gonna have later on. So, is that good? Is that okay? So now let's get a piece of paper. Let's get a piece of paper. But if it's convenient for you, get a piece of paper out, drawn and Russian and Jordan, please. If it's convenient, please get a piece of paper out. We're gonna do an exercise with each other now. We're gonna give you 5 minutes. Please write down 5 inquiries. Do not think a lot. Whatever you pop up in your mind now, just write them down. Okay, whatever you want to ask, what the things that you most desire, what you want to ask. Okay, write them down. Write out everything, okay, in your head, everything that pop up. Do not think too much, just write. Okay, okay. And also with other mentor as well. Mentor 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, you already learned this knowledge, but you know, every single day we have a different inquiry pop up in our mind. So there's a lot of things going on in our mind. Just write down what you can think of right now. Write down any inquiry, any questions, anything you want to ask. Okay. There's someone put in the question that why do we need to eat with knowledge every day? So we need to eat with knowledge every day so we can have the desirable outcome in life. A moment of silence starts. Okay, so write down everything you can think of. You know, I used to have so terrible negative inquiry in the past. That's why my life was so sad and so terrible. And now I've changed. I raised my positive inquiry. So my life already changed. So that everything we have formula. Okay. Right, so some of you have finished with your inquiry. Okay. How can we be concentrated and focused to do one thing? How can our meditation only focus on one thing and finish that one thing? So there's 3 most important questions in life. There's 3 most important life questions. Okay, so in the Zoom of Mentor 1, 2, 3, there's a person asking how can they be able to concentrate to do one thing in life and achieve it in life. Okay, so let me introduce you to another knowledge, a new knowledge here. This is the 3 important life questions. are 3 important questions. So 3 important questions is fine. Right. So the first question is who is the most important, who is the important person. Second question is what time or when is the important time, and what is the important task, what is important thing to do. Okay, who, when, what. Okay, so some of you answers. Okay, so the answer for this is that the person who are facing you right now is the important person. It's not your parents, not your spouse, not your children, okay? The person who is facing you right now, who you interact with right now, okay, is the important person. When, right now, is the important time, okay? Right now is the time that you providing value, create value for other people, okay? Throughout your life, every single moment, you can concentrate and you can anchor your mind, okay? Now, right now, is the important time. The past is something already past, and the future is something that it haven't come yet. Okay, the past already happened, we cannot change it. The future is haven't come, so we cannot do anything about it. So right now at this moment is the important time. So whenever you're facing someone at that moment, that is the important person at that important time. And every single day, every single time, you know, you think of that. Okay, whoever you are facing with, okay, that's the important person. Okay, so and once you what is the important, so the things that you concern right now, okay, the task that concern task in this moment, that's the most important thing to do. There's a story about the little monk. There's a little monk go to the temple, and he looking around and he see all the big monk and all the old monk. They keep chopping wood, they cooking, they do all the tasks daily, but everything surrounding the chopping wood and then cooking and then good chopping and then cooking. So everyone in the temple, okay, so doing that. And then when the little monk going to the temple, then the abbot told him to do just that. Then he asked the abbot that, why do everyone have to do the same task? What's the difference? Okay. Then the abbot told him that when you've are practicing for a while, okay, so at first when you've carrying water to the temple, it's just carrying water. When you do cooking, it's just cooking. When you chopping wood, it's just chopping wood, nothing else. So if you haven't realized yet, okay, then you may thinking while you carrying water, you may think of chopping wood. While you chopping wood, you may thinking of cooking. While you cooking, you may thinking of, you know, carrying water to the temple. Okay, so you basically thinking of something else while you do something. So if that's the case, then, you know, once you realize, when you already done with your practice, you will understand that, okay, whatever task you need to do at hand, you just concentrate on it. When you basically qualified, okay, you qualify at your learning here. Once you concentrate and understand that, you know, when you chopping wood, you basically concentrate on chopping wood and nothing else. When you cooking, you concentrate on cooking, nothing else. Okay. So the same thing with the 3 important questions here. Okay. When you apply the 3 important questions in your life, apply it when you interact with your children, you're gonna see it changing immediately in your life. Obviously, all of us, we love our children. And whenever we play with our children, okay. But whoever, okay, when you be with your children, you are 100% giving your attention to your children. There's nothing going on in your mind, nothing going on in your head. Okay, you concentrate 100%. Okay, with your child. So that's the thing you need to do. And the same applying in your work. When you work, you know, you concentrate 100% on work. So when you be with your children, okay, spend that qualifying time to your children, and then your children gonna feel that affectionate from you. Okay, a lot of parents nowadays, you know, when they spend with their time with their children, they're thinking of work. They, you know, get distracted with their phone. So when they're with their children, their mind is work, and when they work, they're thinking about their children, picking up the children later, what the children gonna eat later. Okay, so lots of us, we're doing that right now. So that's why I'm sharing this with you. Okay, you need to apply this in your life. Okay, in order to see the differences. In the past, when I used to work, and when I go out to eat and drink with all the politicians, okay, then before we get to the meal, okay, I'm thinking to myself, Okay, what we're going to eat later. But when we in the meeting, right? I get distracted and then texting other colleagues that, oh, what we're gonna do later? We're gonna eat later. I didn't really concentrate on the meeting at all. But then when we go out later to eat, I start talking about work. Okay, so I would the same with I was asking the same question like the little monk when the little monk asked the abbot. Okay, so what the difference in everyone doing the same thing over and over again? Okay, so when that's why the abbot saying that. Okay, when you are chopping wood, you're just chopping wood. When you cooking, you're just cooking. When you are bringing water to the temple, you're just bringing water to the temple. Do not think of anything else, pondering about anything else. Okay, so that's something we call be mindfulness. Okay, we used to say mindfulness. So if you be mindfulness, then you can have the quality relationship, quality work, and quality life. And then there's a lot of you. Okay, so have you all written down your inquiry? Okay, so now shall we deal with everyone in our Zoom instead of continue with the translation? I think we should concentrate on everyone here and let everyone speak of your inquiry instead of continue the translation or interpreting. What do you think? Chị Linh? Yeah? I'd rather listen to all of you, your inquiry rather than keep interpreting. But up to you. Would you like me to keep interpreting to hear what teacher Minh say, teacher Minh reply to order? Or would you like us to, interact with your inquiry?
I think if we do the sharing as well as we listen for the for the room, okay. And if there's anything that is going to be beneficial, then we'll still do that.
All right. Okay. So I'll continue, and then maybe later on we talk about everyone here. Yeah. Okay. Okay, some of you participate in the learning session and then work and then doing your work as well. So teacher Minh was saying, she's saying that put your work first if it's a working hour, but you can put it, you can turn on the lesson in the back and let it run, but you better to fully concentrate on your work at that time. All right, so Miss Minh, another participant named Minh, she is she raised her hand and then she's going to share her inquiry. Okay. Hi everyone, I have raised my hand from the beginning of the class, but now since the teacher asking about the inquiry of the third principle, so what my inquiry that how can Jilin, please help me for a moment. Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
Something about 12,000 people. So yesterday we had about 10,000 people. 10,000 key takeaways. So learning, impression, and realizations. But I'm a Jenny doing that. So why the number 10,000? She's asking. Oh, and for her, she wants to. The participant named Minh. She wants to be able to help 2,000 people. Yeah, to have the transformation. So the answer is 2,000 is great. So she's answering, so whether it's 10,000 or whether it's 2,000, along the journey, you will be able to answer it for yourself. Well, why is it for yourself? It's 2,000, or why is it not 5,000, or is it not 10,000? Sometimes, even if you want to, it's still not possible. So along the way, you'll be able to answer it for yourself. Also, so this is a share on all the key learnings for this session. Yeah, so we just want to hear your inquiries. So let's stay with this room. What are your inquiries? I think Ron's ready to share, and maybe Bin's ready to share. Let's hear your inquiries. If you are happy to share, of course.
I'm happy to share.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I just want to start by when we were talking about inquire, align with, and against. I think when you start a question with why, that's already negative. And if you start a question with how or what, it's more of a positive question.
Yeah.
But,
can you give us an example, Ron, perhaps? Like how why is always negative?
One of the things was, why am I so fat?
Okay.
Ask a question like that, but instead, if you say, what made me fat, or how did I get so fat, it makes your mind think, well, I know how I got fat now, what can I do to change that? Rather than why, it just sounds so negative.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I think the how and the what gives us, in terms of when we focus on us, then we'll find the answers. Yeah. Can you share some of your inquiries when you were given time to do so? Yeah, I think Anne's returning and jumping whenever you're ready.
Sure.
That's okay. Yeah, so I've just asked Frank I asked Ron to share the inquiry. Yeah, go ahead, Ron.
One of my questions was, why am I here? Why am I in this life? How did I get here? And it's just one of the questions I've had, and that's why I'm kind of joining in with wit. And another question was, why do I need wit knowledge? Another question, why did I not think of this knowledge when I was younger? If I had this knowledge when I was younger, maybe my life would have been better. Another question, why do I need to share this knowledge with friends in society? And I feel a lot of people have the same questions, and I like to be able to help them to answer those questions and share what I know when I learn myself what wit is all about. And another question was, why am I asking myself these questions? So that's my questions.
Right. There's a few things that we in here for now, because we're just beginning of our learning journey. So for now, there's a few things we're not going to answer you. It's not because we're unable, but because that with the knowledge and awareness you have right now, even if we answer, you are unable to understand. So for now, there's 5 questions we are avoiding to answer. But later on, when you done with your study, you got thoroughly, completely comprehend this knowledge, we can get to the next level, because there's a saying in our organization that in order to comprehend the human life, you need to get enlightened in cosmological view. Yeah, in order to reach enlightened comprehension in human life view, we need to get enlightened in cosmological view. But first, you need to learn the basic of the human life, of this knowledge first. So there's 5 questions that we avoid to answer. Is the question that the imagining questions. So the question that you were asking, why the second question I think you had, why didn't I think of this in the past? So that's it. You try to imagine it right now. So it's not the question that gonna change your life So if I answer that question, it doesn't change your life in any way because the past already happened. You're not gonna go back there and then re-asking yourself. Okay, so the first question we avoid to answer is that the question relates to anything that you imagine. You imagine the past, you imagine the future. We avoid those questions because the only thing that we focus on is right now. Yeah? When? Right now. Okay, we focus on right now. If I answer that question, what it can help you right now. It's not the past, it's the future. So we avoid that question, cross it out. The second question we not to answer right now is if you're asking for someone, but all these questions is for yourself anyway. The third question we avoid to answer is the question related to cosmology. And your questions, I think the last question you were asked, in order to answer that, we have to open up a part of knowledge that relates to cosmological view. Okay, and even though we say cosmological, it's very, very logic. But just right now we focus on our human life view first. Okay, and the fourth question we avoid to answer is the right and wrong questions. Okay, or yes and no questions basically. Okay. So, and then the fifth question we do not answer is anything related to the worldly view. So only worldly view you can ask ChatGPT, you can ask Google, so we're avoiding that as well. So after explaining how many questions you have crossed out already. How many questions you crossed out already? Because even if we answer you that right now, it doesn't really help anything. For sure, right? Mm-hmm. It doesn't really help anything because what you think is okay. You regret the past. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So focus on the question that benefit for you right now. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Take another moment and write down the question again. Okay. Thank you, Ron. I don't know if Colin Linley wants to add anything in it. Want to add anything related to?
No, I definitely cross out a couple. Number 3 for sure. Yeah.
Okay, ask again the question that's still.
Yeah.
Ask again the question that what got left after you cross out the others. I'll leave you a moment to finish up your questions and continue with the interpretation from the audio Zoom, yeah? Mm-hmm. So teacher Minh is talking about health. So with health, we have our mental health, our mental health, physical health, and we have karma. We have karma. All right. So with our body, we have physical health. We have actually this is gonna be body. Our mind. Our body. Okay. Our mind. And our karma. This is sickness. Our sickness relates to the body, mind, and karma. So if you have problem with your health, then consider the body involve earth, air, fire, okay, water, earth, water, air, fire. Okay. So earth is the nutrition that you take, the food that you eat every day. Water is what you're drinking in every day. Okay, and you need to, your body, you need to be in balance. You need to be in balance. If it is negative, you get sick. If it's positive, you also get sick. You need to be in balance. Then if you keep your body in balance, then you will have a good health. So I used to have a lot of sickness in the past, and then once I learned this knowledge, okay, I start improving my body, okay, And obviously, when I improve my body through changing my food, the intake, the nutrition, do exercise, do the internal body transformation exercise to improve the air circulation in my body. Okay, then that only the body part. Okay, in the past I used to have sickness, and whatever sickness I have, I go to treat that. I go to find a doctor to help me to treat that sickness. Okay, so if I continue treating that sickness, it doesn't help me to get healthy. It's only fix that problems at that time. Okay, so the same with so about the body. If you have terrible sickness, okay, then you stop doing anything that affects your health. Okay. And what I did is that I changed I changed the food intake. I change the nutrition in the food that I eat, the type of food that I eat. I do the exercise, keep my body warm all the time, drinking the water the right way, okay, and sleep at the right time, with mind, okay. So I keep go up and down, and my inner being is just all over places. I didn't live in inner peace back then, so I participate in the loving classes of wit, and that's helped me to love myself and maintain my mind in balance. Okay, and karma. So we have the word karma is the action that we repeating in our life. Okay, it's causality, basically any action that we do in our life that affects our health. Okay, anything that bad for us, then we should stop it and continue to do something that's good for us. Okay, or the action that's good for our body. So I have changing my health through changing my body and mind and karma. So in 2011, when I know this knowledge, then by 2021, my body had transformed. I become healthy enough to participate in the Ironman. So by May 2022, I participate in the Ironman officially. Okay. So thinking of, if you inquire how can you have a complete healthy body, then you need to change your karma. Such as if you have been eating the wrong hour, you didn't eat when you need to eat. You eat the wrong time in the day. Okay, when you eat, you do not concentrate on eating, and you didn't chew properly. Yeah, then that affect your health. Okay, if you wash in the evening, if you wash your body in the evening, okay, continue doing that. You wash yourself about midnight, 11 o'clock, midnight in the evening, 1 o'clock in the morning. In the long term, that affect your health, okay? Because the negative energy in the atmosphere, eventually, in the negative in the air in that going to interfere with your body, and eventually in the long term that's going to affect your health. So the best time to wash yourself is between 4 or 5 in the afternoon or during the day. Okay. So if you take care of your body by eating nutritious food, do exercise, do internal body transformation exercise to regulate, circulate air in your body. Okay, taking care of the earth, fire, air, water elements in your body. In your mind, you need to keep your inner state balanced. Okay, take care of your inner being. And with karma, you need to change your action and form the new habit that benefit your health. Okay. So I'm talking here in terms of scientific lens. So if you do that every single day, repeating that 365 days a year, and repeating so many years in your life, then that's it. Your health is maintained. You have a healthy, wealthy body. Okay. And if every day you do something that damages your health, you know that, is the wrong thing, then you change it the next day. That's fine. If you consistently doing something wrong, okay, your mentation, okay, if you keeping doing wrong thing like that, then you know, eventually it showed in the result. It showing your reality. So I had that reality in the past. Okay, I know most famous doctor in Ho Chi Minh City. I get acquainted to all of them because I was so sick. Okay, it's best for me to get to know them in person, personally. So later on, if I need any help, I know who to call. Right? That wasn't good at all. So now, if any of you have been learning and you know you didn't do the right thing with your health, you have you have done wrong action, you have a bad habit that affect your health, then okay, remember whenever you get sick, okay, looking at these 3 aspects and see which one you have done wrong, and then fix it, and your health, bring your body, bring your health, bring your body, bring your mind, bring your health back in balance. That will help you to maintain the well-being. Okay? So I used to be very sick, and then look for the professor who are good with the heart. I thought I have heart problems, but when I go to meet the doctor, the professor who specializes in a heart, then he told me that I didn't have heart problems. It turned out that I have the problem with my breathing. Okay, I have asthma. Okay, because I couldn't breathe. Okay, so I fainted. It's not because I have heart problem. So I actually had asthma. And when I was about 20, okay, I had problem with my my sciatic nerve. I have static nerves problems. Okay, and then I also have problem with my spine. Okay. I have so many sickness. Okay. Okay. And because I have a lot of habit that affects my health. I done a lot of habits that damage my health 365 days a year. Okay. Then now I know what I need to fix, and I change it. With the knowledge that we learn here, you know, from now on, okay, you don't need to have to thinking about, you know, your sickness anymore. Just need to, you know, think about how your body, how can you have healthy body, how can you have a healthy mind, how can you have a healthy body, okay, how can you have the all the healthy habit. Then your life will change. If you watch all of the teachers in which, all of the mentors in which, okay, you see that they have they know how to take care of their mind, they know what to do with their body, okay, and every day they learn this knowledge. So their mind is healthy, their body healthy. I have switched their karma completely. So next time when you encounter the inner being classes in the evening, participate in it so you can cultivate more knowledge. Okay, and if you encounter the health class, the with health class, so understanding your health, creating inner peace, understand inner being, creating inner peace, participate in those classes, then you'll be able to cultivate good health. And then also when you concentrate on the 7 holistic wealth, you'll be able to improve your body as well. And when you had an inquiry, raise a positive inquiry, okay, which align with your desires. Okay, So whenever you've done something wrong, you know, you're aware of it, and then you immediately know how to adjust it, how to change it, right? In order to improve your life. Not just like me in the past, I gave my life in the doctor hand. Okay. Now, whenever you need to have a surgery, yes, we do need doctor. Okay, but you are the doctor of your own health. Okay, so I spend a lot of time to answer this inquiry because all of us, we need to be healthy. All of us, we all need well-being, right? So we need to master our own health. Okay, and obviously this is the basic information I give you. You need to participate in the health classes and the nutrition courses, right? Okay, and that is our community classes. So you need to change the way you eat, the way you sleep, the way you work to have your body, doing exercise to have your body. With the mind, you need to live in inner peace, to be tolerant and earn appreciation. Then you keep your mind in balance. Okay. And with karma, you need to change to all the bad habits to all the good habits that benefit your health instead of damaging your health. Okay. Okay. So if you don't, you need more. You need to have more source concept. You need to know more concept that benefit your health. Okay. And by participating in the health class. So far I've talked to you related to how you can use your meditation to diverse your health to the positive direction. So if you be able to apply that, then you're gonna have the good reality. Okay. So there's a lot of mentors. The more they participate in the health class, the healthier they get. Right. Someone in the chat box said that okay, you just need to learn 100 days in the health class, then you become a doctor for yourself.
Mình cao hơn mẹ luôn.
So with some of you now, I can looking at your hair, looking at your face, looking at your skin. I will know what you've done for damage your health or to benefit your health. Okay, because everything that we do in our life, it reflects outside our body. Okay, so if you participate in the health classes, you can help yourself, you can improve your health, and then later on you can help everyone else. Okay, so we have to be healthy in order to help everyone. If we are sick, we're unable to help anyone at all. Okay, and when we are healthy, we're looking at other people, we will know the symptoms that they have because of what reason. Okay, 6:32 in Vietnam right now, so we go into dismiss the class. Okay, so for the first three principles, I'm very slow. I'm going very slow for you to understand. Okay, so from now to the rest of your life, remember these three principles. Okay, and remember that the principles have to align with your design. So if you apply this principle, you are following the current. You're going with the water flow. So tomorrow we're gonna go to the last principle, okay, and then we're gonna talk about which principle you need to apply to achieve the result that you want in life. Okay, but these first three principles, just need to apply it in your life, and you're gonna see the change significantly. You do not need to think, do not need to use your meditation. Okay, do not need to meditate anything. Okay. Right. So the class is gonna finish. Let's get back to our Zoom. Let's get back to Ron inquiry. And maybe if Russian and Jordan is be open, we can discuss about the inquiry as well. Jillian?
Yep, that's good. So Jordan and Crystal, as well as Bean, you are welcome to share. As well as Gemma, I think everyone can share here. I think it'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's hear your inquiries or your share.
Turn my camera off for everyone to talk.
I don't know why I can't see your share. I can't see your shared screen. Can everyone
Chị
see?
Linh.
Like,
ai show? Chị Linh hồi nãy em chỉ Thu Trang rồi em chỉ anh Ron mà chị không có nghe hả?
Maybe I touched that. I went out.
Right. If you look on the top of the screen, you go to the top workplace, okay? And you see the two tab, the tổ chức with screen tab and my and Trang screen tab. You see two different tabs. You have to switch between those, whichever you want to see.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
You have to switch them.
But I'm
on
gonna.
my iPad. It's
Okay.
not as easy to see.
Right. It's okay. I'm gonna turn off mine now, so we can discuss. We can spend time with each other to discuss about our inquiry. So then we can redirect our inquiry later on to go the right way. So we have the desirable outcomes. That's what we want.
That's right. It's got to be aligned with our desirable outcome. So, does anyone have any questions? I think Bean is serving. No. Crystal, are you there? They may be sleeping. No, sometimes we don't know.
Crystal. I don't see.
I am.
Oh, Crystal.
Okay. Have you got any inquiries for Quran for the room?
Did you write down your inquiry earlier?
I wrote it before when I first learned this content.
You done that before? Okay. So how about just now? Did you spend time to do it again?
I didn't come up with any specific inquiry.
All right, no problem.
Yeah, but it does bring the memory back a little bit.
Oh, no, don't worry, because what happened in the past, when you raised the inquiry in the past, is with your awareness back then. Now, your awareness has already changed. The knowledge that you had been taken from Colin, from the community, it changed. You're the new person now, so it's got to be the new inquiry for it to work. So don't worry if you haven't had anything. I know it's early in the morning when you are Malaysian in Australia. Okay, so don't worry if you don't have anything just yet. So just review the knowledge that we learned today, because you only reach realization, only transform if you start having inquiry. So just keep that better in mind, and then maybe start raising a small inquiry at first, and then later on you can, when you practice more, you can have more major inquiry in order to reach transformation and realization for yourself. Yeah.
Yep, thank you.
Yes, Ron, we see you. Yes, please speak up.
Yeah, I didn't really come up with any other questions, but I did come up with what desire or outcome that I want. You already answered it for me earlier, but that's the only question I had. I have a purpose in life, and maybe this is it, by sharing with friends and family, society, and finding out what their desires or outcomes are in their life.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's great.
And another thing I need is everybody hears and sees, but not everybody knows and speaks. So that's where I have my problem, is I need to learn how to speak. And my desire and outcome is learn how to speak and share the knowledge.
You're going to have plenty of time to practice that throughout this mentor journey. Mm-hmm. There will be a whole couple of months for you to actually have to speak up before you're doing the task, actually. I always wonder what got you into, interested in this knowledge as the first place. You don't mind me asking?
My wife was into it, and as she got into it more and more, especially when we went to the offline, I really got interested in it, and with Long and people sharing with me in English,
Right.
I really like the knowledge, and yeah.
So
It kept
were
me
you
interested
interested in it
followed my wife through.
when she first studied, or you actually show your interest when you participate in the offline event? And like, when did your mind like switch and you think like, oh, I must learn this?
What made me switch?
Yeah, I mean,
Just the energy of the people.
And the offline
I
event?
found, even though I didn't understand his language,
Okay.
I was able to feel the energy from him, and it was a positive energy, and I liked that.
Did it happen at the offline event, or it happened before that already?
At the offline,
At the offline.
yes. And they were asked, at that time I did tell them I'm thinking of taking Mentor 7. So, yeah, I
Awesome.
decided to go for it.
Thank you. So you have been back to Vietnam how many times already?
I think 4 times.
That's a lot.
I
Good.
joined
Maybe
my
more
wife
in the
in
future.
Thuật Quảng Bá with her graduation,
Yeah.
and same thing, the positive energy there was just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the pride and joy that everybody felt there while they were getting their certificates was, yeah, something
Very
I liked.
touching, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
One in a lifetime experience.
Yes, and they all became someone that night, and the next day they become no one again. They start over, they become somebody again.
It's always that cycle, isn't it? Become someone and then back to zero. Become someone, back to zero.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great for realizing that.
Thanks for sharing. That's great. Okay. Any more questions?
I think Gemma wants to share.
Thank you so much. Thank you, and hello everyone. Today I have like interesting realization. Most of us will ask how to do something. But only when I see Mr. Wong in theory, he asks why. I just think about it. Like for me, I also ask how to be healthy, how to have a harmonious family, how to share the knowledge and be more valuable in this world. I don't know. I don't ask why. But I know that the why is the core of everything. The why questions is really impact on our awareness. The how is just the action. So I still think about it and ask myself about it. If you know to guide me more clearly about how we make an inquiry or questions, so please help. And the other thing I realized that when I really take part in supporting, like typing messages in the chat box, I pay attention more in the lesson, and I understand more and a lot of new lessons with the same knowledge I have learned before, but now I realized. So really, when we be a supporter, we will mature much quicker. Yeah. So that's the 2 points. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Chairman. You know, sometimes I think it's mostly happen with Vietnamese or maybe Easterner. A lot of us, when we grow up, we've been framed in the family that do not ask questions. You do not raise your question to your parents. Okay, you're not allowed to. You just do what parents told you to, and somehow it's become a habit. And then eventually we lose the ability to ask why. Compared to the Westerner, they have the culture of encouraging kids to ask questions, encouraging, and mostly when we were kids, we were always curious, we always want to find out the word. And if you notice, the little kids from 5 years old, they always ask the question, why? And some of them ask a lot, some of them ask a little, but they do ask, okay? And then eventually they find out for themselves, or they ask the adult to help them. But with Vietnamese, normally, as I observe in the Vietnamese family, the children have to obey the parents. And if you ask anything, it's become a burden. Parents too busy to do things, don't ask nonsense questions. And then eventually we lose the ability to ask. So that's why when we in the meditation class, the teacher start activating us to be able to ask the question again, start activating, raising our awareness in meditation, so we can activate our brain again. And then eventually we go back to the beginning meditation. When we was a kid, we tend to ask a lot of questions. But for now, since you have already, growing up in the environment, you do not allow to ask, okay? You do not allow to raise your voice in certain family, and especially as a woman as well, okay? Men do their things and then women got to listen. So it's become a habit, and then you lost the ability to ask. So now if you just start, remember to asking yourself, and eventually that habit gonna come back to you. Do not beat up yourself too much in here, okay? Be tolerant to yourself, love yourself, and let your mind start running wide about things. Then eventually you're gonna find yourself that start asking the questions, wondering about life again. But and here now we learn this knowledge. So when you start asking yourself, when you start raising inquiry, then you will ask the inquiry that align with your design. Compared to the majority people out there, they have a lot of things going on in their mind. They ask a lot of things, but then those things doesn't help them in anything that help them to transform their life. Okay, and some of them, a lot of people asking the question that even damage their life as well. So we have the knowledge that lead us. So once you get back to the habit of asking questions, then your questions gonna be great. Okay.
Can I add with this?
Yes,
yes. Just adding to this. We talk about the question, the issue of why a better question, or how, or what, or whatever it is. All questions are to help us to find out something new, isn't it? Yeah, but sometimes our answers don't take us to our desired outcome. So not all questions are great questions. And so today we've been given this knowledge to craft our questions. It is not about why, or is it about who, or is it about what? Because it's what the question is about. Will it take us to our desired outcome or not? So why questions can be a very, very poor why, and yet it can be a very liberating why. The same with how. How can be great because it directs our, action. Number they all do, but how is giving us that, the step by step, that kind of thing. How to do something. But some can be really great hows, and some can be very damaging hows. So when we focus on those are just leaves and, like fruits that we fix. But the core of it, like in today's sharing, is that any question is a good question when it takes us to our desired outcome. Now some take us faster, others take us like sort of roundabout. So when the exercise is aiming at giving you a chance to see your inner, what is it? The inner. Yesterday we said
mentation. Inner awareness.
Sorry, it's an inner awareness. Our questions will reflect our inner awareness. And so some people have questions that are really, somewhere else, nowhere near what they want to, they want to have a happy family. But they'll ask, why is my husband so annoying, for example, and that's one of the light things. And why is my husband so annoying? You can find out the answers. It still doesn't take you to an harmonious family. Or how can I make my husband become more attractive? it's the from that we can see that they see the husband not attractive. So it really is it reflects what we have in our inner awareness. And therefore, so it's just an exercise for us to see when you have the answer to your question, if you imagine the answer to your question, if it takes you towards your desired outcome, then that's a positive one. If it doesn't take you to your desired outcome, then it's a negative one. But it might be serving in another situation. Yeah. So, and then does it take you fast or does it take you slow? Is it going to be when you find the answer? Is it how fast is it getting there, or is it a minor realization? So that's why we have that exercise today, is to how to be aware that how to assess our questions, how to analyze our questions, so that because questions are our answers, and our answers are for what we want. We don't want answers for whatever out there. Yeah. So I hope that clarifies a little bit for Gemma in terms of, what is a good question rather than, is it a what, is it a who, is it a why, Yeah. Oh, okay, so sorry. I've got a call now.
It helps me a lot. Like liberate me from starting with words and the way to raise the question. I got it. So pay attention more on the final result that aligns with our desire.
Yeah, if you have the answer.
Yeah. Thank you so
You're welcome. Yeah. Anyone else have questions or what Trang wants to share? But anyone else? Prashant, do you have any further questions regarding what you had before? Jordan? Looks like Bin wants to ask something. Bin, you go ahead. Ask Anne.
No, it's not asking. It's just for realization. Not realization, but I've been trying to wake up our son all these years, and I keep painting this picture. Say, you're not gonna love that. Why can't you wake up? I'm late for work. Think about me. I'm doing all this for you.
Yeah, feeling sorry for yourself.
Yes. Now, what the teacher said before is about the make it positive, make the thing that's paint a picture that's image positive. So paint a picture of him as he wake up, or he's meets friends and playing sport, whatever he's enjoying. So it's so make something that's sorry. I got.
Yeah, so the word he's gone. The word that is desired outcome. So from Bin's share, although he's gone now, I'll catch up with him later. But that's exactly that positive picture.
Kebab shop.
Bin.
Yeah, store.
Oh my goodness!
Okay,
How do I
thank you.
mute him? I can't mute him.
I mute him. Oh, he back. He back.
The police thing. The thing is my camera. It's a next door camera. I'm just telling them it's not mine.
The police.
Yes. Yeah, the cops. Yeah. So yes.
So just on what you were sharing, Bin, how you said, keep that positive picture. See him waking up smiling, see him going to school, see him playing with his friends. That's the desired outcome. Like you want that, right?
Yeah.
So you focus on that. That's why the inner awareness really is expressed through our questions and through our doing. And so when we manage that that picture, that mind mental image, is focusing on what we want. Don't focus on what we don't want. You don't there. So when you focus on what you want, then your questions and your conversation with the kids, with your wife, will be different. I think Ron wants to say something. Ron's got his.
I just wanted to say something positive to Bing. I really like his haircut.
What is it?
Matching.
You like my haircut? We're twins.
Yeah, there you go.
I missed that. What did you say?
I said I really like his haircut.
Yeah. I think all the men.
Listen to Daddy.
Well, babe, I think you're hot. Ron, you, Bin, as well as Frank. All have the same hairstyle. And it's a great one.
I mean, we're wise.
That's right. You're very wise to be here. Absolutely.
Yes,
That's
bald is beautiful.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, Andrew wants to take over. I've got a call, so I think Anne's. Yeah.
No, I think that's it. Good today. If anyone else, Jordan, want to share. If not, we can finish the session today. It's been longer than normal already.
We want to give you a share. Yeah. Okay, well, then in that case, everyone, we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for being here. We will need a meeting for the team today, I don't think. I think everything's okay. We'll chat about it tomorrow in our formal meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Is that okay? I'll see Anne and Frank later for another session.
Yeah, okay, see you later. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Ron, for your share.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes, thank you.
Thanks, Rashan.
Good day,
She's left.
everyone.
Have a
Okay,
good
thank
day.
you, Gemma. Thank you for the support team.
Have a good
Bye.
evening.
I'll end the session now. I think it'll end for everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye.